Welcome to an all-new episode of GVN Review. Actually, no, that's not what this is called. Jesus Christmas. It's all right. I'll fix it. But we are here to talk Titans. It's actually called Titans Thursday. Sorry, guys. We're here to talk Titans. I think we've gotten 5 episodes so far. How many episodes we've gotten so far?
4.
Four?
Yeah.
It's really fucking me up having screeners. I swear to God. Okay, so we got 4 episodes so far. It's been interesting so far, to say the least. But before we jump into all that, let me introduce my panel. Starting off with Trayvon. What's up, Trayvon?
Hey, this should be interesting to talk about.
Jamie, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. Happy to be here. It's I don't know. Yeah. Let's talk about
it. And Joel, you've been waiting for us to talk some DC here. We're here to talk DC. What's going on?
I'm glad, about time. It's unfortunate it's with Titans.
But I was just about to say I just finished watching Stargirl earlier today, and I'm like, damn, man,
that was good.
Damn, they really about to take off air the best DC show in like 3 years. Like, it's easily the best without even trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit does so much mushy shit, but I accept it because it's like, the sum of your whole is really fucking good. Like,
they care about their character.
Oh man, jeez Louise. Anyway, we're here to talk Titans.
Tennessee Titans.
Oh, I'd much rather talk Tennessee Titans. No, it's just it's. I know a lot of people. I know Trayvon, you're probably gonna get into it. I know the different issues people have, right? It's sometimes the overacting, it's sometimes the budget, right? It's sometimes the villain choice, it's sometimes the shitting on DC lore, right? My issue is more so just, and this is kind of what I view everything as, right? Whether it's sports or geekdom or life, whatever. I just view life more so as like, what's your identity? Like, what's your calling card? What's the one thing that at the end of the day I can say, fuck it, you at least did this. Like I tell you guys all the time, every time I go see a Sony Spider-Verse movie, I know what the goal is every time. It's to never give us Spider-Man, right? So I'm like, you accept that when you walk in there, right? You walk in and you go,
ready for it.
They're never going to do anything that makes sense. That's their identity. They do the most ass backward shit, right? Mm-hmm. So when you leave and you go, man, there was no Spider-Man. That should never be the case. Right. Like, no one ever told you that was going to be the case, right?
Right?
So with Titans, I enter it, and it's like every season, I'm like, what are you aiming to do with this season, right? So this season comes in, and it's like, okay, cool. It's magic. Okay. It's dark magic. Okay, like it just, there's so many recipes of it that feels like I've just seen this before, right? So Jamie, I want to start off with you. These first 4 episodes, what are you kind of getting out of Titans so far?
You know what? I've surprisingly been enjoying Titans more this season, at least at the start, than I have with the previous seasons. And I don't know if it's because like I was almost seeing red last season. Now this season, it feels like we're off on a better foot. But I feel like I don't know, it's nice to see everybody together and not everybody off doing their own thing all the time, which I feel like we saw in previous seasons. And I also like I don't know, getting into the magic stuff is kind of interesting, and having Connor kind of learn a little bit more about like not only just being a part of Lex, but also Superman, that kind of stuff. I don't know. I feel like lore-wise, they haven't really given us a whole lot across these 4 episodes. It's just like stuff's just kind of been happening. But I'm not upset so far. So I feel like, that is an achievement of itself when thinking about Titans. So I gotta give him that.
Let me ask you, because I know like you're not a massive, comic book reader or anything like that. Seeing what they did with Lex, did that bother you at all?
Not particularly. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think there was anything that really stood out to me and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of weird that Lex would be doing stuff like this." I kind of hate the way that he went out if he's like dead, but spoiler alert. I guess I don't know, we should have prefaced that. But
we're going over the first 4
It was a
episodes. That
choice.
was literally the first episode. So I mean, yeah, if you haven't seen it,
It's called
been
Lex
out.
Luthor. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's been out there. So
yeah. But other
Um,
than that, I don't really think there's been anything I've been angry about. Like, I don't think he fits like I guess the stereotype, I guess, in my head of like how Lex Luthor is, but I'm okay with this interpretation.
So I want to be very clear here, right? I'm not acting like I'm the biggest Lex Luthor fan ever, right? That like how they handled him just hurt me so much because I just love Lex. I'm not here to do that. I hate when people do that, when they fake the fandom, right? Just to feel hurt by something. That's not what my issue is. My issue was, and again, I have not seen the whole season, right? So if he comes back a week from now, 2 weeks from now, the second half, I'm dumb, right? But as of now, it just seems like if it's not Nightwing, right? If it's not Superboy, if it's not Beast Boy, if it's not Stargirl, I'm Starfire, sorry. I really love that show. Or Raven, they just really don't give a fuck about you. Like, it's just, you don't really truly matter, right? Your fate
care about the main ones either.
is up. Well, no, I'm saying in the idea of like, I don't feel as though I don't feel as though they waste the main Titans team, right? It's just everything else around it. I feel as though they waste.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna go to you for you to elaborate, because I want to hear your thoughts on that. But it to me, like I said, I don't go, and you guys have heard me complain about this with Marvel, with how they treat some characters. That ask Joel, he doesn't give a fuck, but I love the Black Order. I really did not like how the Black Order seemed like mud putties from Power Rangers. Like, what the fuck? These guys were killers for Thanos. Like, who the fuck did they kill? Can we get some killing in this shit? But it's just, to me, it's like, you don't need to swing big, and then that's how you execute it, right? You swung big to get a Lex Luthor. That's how you executed that. You swung big to get a Batman. That's how you executed that.
See, I feel like it's also like my huge disappointment with Batman / Bruce Wayne / whoever the hell that is in the show. I kind of, people going forward, like, Jinx, for example, like, what, I don't know. I have to just learn to accept it and move on. Otherwise, I'm just going to be frustrated.
Well, I will say this. Now, if someone says it bothers them, I won't argue it down. But for me, the only reason why Jinx didn't bother me is because I only know one kind of Jinx. It's the one the show gave me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, you don't have to be any. Now, if I knew the comic version also, and it was nothing like that also, then I would be up in arms. But because I'm not that familiar with Jinx, I just kind of toss it as like, I never thought I would get exactly what the cartoon gave me.
Yeah.
Right.
And
so I don't know how different
and they look very
Jinx
different.
feels from the comic book.
The comic and cartoon look nothing alike.
Okay. So then,
and I'm like,
I get it. I totally
I'm also not like I don't know a whole bunch about Jinx either, but it's like the way they introduced her as like another freaking tally on freaking Dick's his dick. Like, I'm like, bro, so he's had sex with like everybody in Gotham and freaking Bloodhaven. Like, who has he had sex with at this point? He's the Daredevil of the DCEU.
To be fair, Jamie, that might be the most accurate thing they've done with these characters so far.
I thought
Dick Grayson in the comics is a massive whore. Massive whore. But he grew up He grew up with Bruce Wayne as his mentor. Bruce is a whore. Not as much of a whore as Dick Grayson is. But again, the man has always been drawn with the perfect ass. I mean, Dick Grayson's ass has always been drawn so perfect. Even guys notice, right? And if guys notice, women notice. So I'm like, the man's been drawing a badunkadonk since like the beginning of time. So I'm like, it adds up. It just does.
I think for me, and I might be misremembering, is like, wasn't Jinx supposed to be like Cyborg's girl or something? Because like,
well, that was only in the cartoon.
Interested in the
that was
I want the cartoon. Damn it!
No. I won't argue that at all. But I'm saying that's why I'm saying a lot of these narratives.
There's no Cyborg.
A lot of these. Well, that is also true. But a lot of these narratives I can kind of accept because a lot of these Titan stories I only know from the cartoon, right? Yeah. So going into it, once the trailer dropped and this motherfucker said, fuck Batman, I understood fully it will be nothing like I knew from the cartoons, right? Mm-hmm. So then that's when I said, well, I at least know the individual characters, right? I don't know the big Titan storylines necessarily, but I know the individual characters. Just do right by the individual characters. They struggle with even that, right? Yeah. So that's where my concern comes from. Again, I don't want to come off as like, oh, I know the Titans front and back, the comics up and down. I don't. So it's not like the storylines are offending me. It's just how they're treating the lore of the individual characters that are just really bothering me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I just want to be clear. That's where my hurt comes from. Not like, oh, the story's not accurate. I don't know. The only thing I knew was a Judas contract. I know that front, back, side to side. And for all it's worth, they did it to the best of their ability, I guess. They could have done a lot better from it. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Joel, wasn't a lot of this storyline in the storyline of Judas contract? Or am I thinking the animated movie? Yes. With like Brother Blood and everything.
Animated movie had that.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was confusing. I am. Okay, so I am confusing. Yeah, just making sure.
Yeah.
So let's go back before I pass it to you, Trayvon. I didn't even watch Titans, but I want to see what Trayvon is going to say. There is witching, but the question is, will they be bitching? You'll have to find out in an all-new episode of Dragon Ball Z. You'll have to find out. All right, let's see what we got. Edginess. You're saying edginess is their calling card?
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's not the issue.
It was funny because like in this most recent episode that came out today, like they had a few jokes that were actually pretty funny. Like, you know, Starfire tried to hit the zombies with the blue light, and she's like, "Oh, great! So you're trying to get rid of their acne? Like that did nothing." I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty funny." But then they like just tried to go further than like they started making bad jokes. I'm like, "All right, y'all just need to, you know, get your one, get your two, get out."
Down.
Like, it's just let it go after that.
Batman is the main reason I don't watch this show. Well, here's the thing. Batman's not in a massive part of the show. It's just last season that if you're a Batman fan, they hocked the fattest loogie right in your face and told you don't wipe it. Let that shit stay there all season. Don't you dare wipe it. Yeah. So that's the biggest issue. But it's not like Batman is in every episode of every season.
No,
it's just last season. Actually, no. I'll even say it's the end of season one. No, I'm saying it's the end of season one and how they handled Batman to where they made it seem like it was a nightmare, only to make the nightmare come true for fucking season for last season where Batman actually does kill. So yeah, it's
weird.
Yeah.
Is he still alive or is he dead? I can't remember.
No, he came. Remember Donna? She came back from life and just randomly saved him, and then never spoke to him again.
She materialized in the house.
Oh my god!
No. She didn't materialize there. Her body showed that she came back to life from Themyscira's point of view, and then just randomly, without actually, just knew Bruce Wayne was in trouble. Teleported there, saved his ass. Right, went back to go meet up with the Titans. Not only did Bruce never speak about her saving him, she never spoke to Dick Grayson about, hey, your dad was about to kill himself. I saved him just in time. It was just never spoken about. Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it then? Well, not save him. Why'd you even do the storyline of Bruce trying to kill himself if it was not going to be something Dick Grayson had to
It
live
wasn't
with, or anything like that. Like, it was just the weirdest thing to do. To answer your question, Jamie, of what you were saying, what is his Batman supposed to be? Mr. E is saying he's a mix of Frank Miller's Batman and Adam West's Batman. That's how he sees it.
That's not a bad. That's not a bad description.
Man,
It's not. It's the darkness of Frank Miller and it's the lightness of Adam West. But the problem is that it's never consistent with either one. It's very much a. All right, I killed Joker today.
It just.
All right. Also, here's a new car with a new pimped out van because I love you. And it's like, well, you're weird, Bruce.
No, my issue was all like his choices after the fact. Like go looking for more like Robins after Jason died. And,
Yeah, like right after he
that
died,
shit
it was
was
just like,
weird.
what the fuck
All
is
right.
that?
Who else is out there? I can
How
put
much
Dave?
do you not like him? Like
I'm still
Like,
stuck
you know.
on Blackfire.
Oh, we're gonna get to
Oh
that.
my
Jimmy.
god, her
I will
dating like
say,
a child. Ugh.
I will say, Joel, one thing that I've learned that people just really are unaware of, right, is how big of a timeline difference there is between each Robins. Like, it's not as close as people think. It's not like Dick Grayson said, all right, I'm going to go be Nightwing. And then Batman was just like 5 seconds later, all right, here's Jason Todd outside my house.
Wait,
yeah, like,
actually,
no.
What did happen to
gaps.
Jason? I don't remember that. I really just like,
Jason
I
just
tried
left.
to forget
He just-
so hard a lot of the stuff that happened.
He just left. That was it. Yeah. That was
Okay,
it.
okay.
He just left.
Because I saw the
Am I
guy who
missing
plays
something?
Jason. He tweeted that the new season of
Oh.
Titans was coming out. So yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot
I'm
about
sorry,
I think it's
Trayvon.
just
I
to
thought
support his
you
friends.
said don't lie. I thought you said don't
No, no,
lie.
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
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 he
no.
just left.
I said
Like,
they're all
that's
alive.
really it.
So they're
Oh,
all
gotcha.
still alive.
that. Yeah.
Mr. E, I want Cyborg in this show so bad. I asked the actor of Cyborg
No, I don't
from
want it.
Doom Patrol, how
But-
often do you guys talk about doing this? And he said all the time. All the fucking time. And it's sad that both of them shows are going to get canceled.
Yeah, I will say
so it'll probably never happen.
about Titans the same thing I said about the Justice League movies. Titans will never feel complete because it didn't have Cyborg, and to me, Justice League will never be complete because it never had the Green Lantern.
Right.
So that's how I feel about it.
I'm going to go a step further.
Blame WB
Justice
for
League
that.
will never feel complete if Cyborg is there. Regardless if you throw in Green
If he's an
Lantern,
addition,
everything.
it doesn't bother, but you can't
I
just
don't-
replace.
Well, you
That's
know what?
about it.
I'd have to see what the writing is going forward because the writing for the Justice League movie that we got, it's just you didn't need both. And that was always going to be the problem. Batman is your brains. So when you add smarter brains, it's like, what the fuck do you think Batman? This motherfucker was over there shooting guns. That's how non-part of this group activity Batman was. Motherfucker was just shooting guns.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Something he hates.
right. So I'm like, to me, it's like, bro, no. Like, to me, Blue Beetle would have been better suited, right? You still get your tech
I
guy,
wouldn't say that.
and it allows Batman to be your smarts, right? So he could do the shit like figuring out how to separate the mother. He doesn't have to physically do it himself, but he could have figured out how to do that. But when Cyborg does, you get Batman there just fucking standing there, not knowing what the fuck to do. So yes, Cyborg needs to be part of the Titans for the DC universe going forward. I know it probably never happened with this show, but whenever they do Titans again, it needs to be done. Juwan, I'm a Batman fan. I offer them my friendship and Titan spit in my face. But
Oh, yeah,
yes,
sure does.
It does if you're a Batman fan. It really,
Yeah.
it really, truly pushes your buttons. It
Yeah.
truly
Mhm.
does.
You know what? Beast Boy fan.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, they don't disrespect him. Like, they just don't show his ability.
Right, yeah, they're just cheap. Right. To me,
Yeah.
I wish they were cheap on Batman and just didn't ever show him.
Batman was expensive. It'd be different.
right. They're just disrespectful, not cheap. Juwan, you already know how I feel about Cyborg. Where's Martian Manhunter? Yeah, my man Martian Manhunter gets disrespected a lot.
He was on
Team.
Supergirl.
Yeah.
Sure. Say it again, Trayvon.
He was on Supergirl.
Oh, let's not talk about cheap.
Pigeonhole.
he was
Hey,
him
they did
human
At
self.
least he transformed.
85% of that show, and I know that without even watching the show. That he was human 85%. Almost every
Look.
Fucking trailer was of
Always-
him not in
always had
Martian
it.
form.
Always had an
What the
excuse.
He transformed. He was in there. Look, at least they
A
showed
little-
him
You know what?
using
No,
his
no, no, no.
abilities.
Time out. He
He was
was
using his
he
abilities.
was Martian Manhunter as much as Beast Boy was other animals.
No, that's not true.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, Trayvon.
Did you watch the whole
Come
show?
on.
You
Come
watch
on,
the whole show?
Trayvon.
No, I watched the whole show. He was Martian Manhunter quite a bit. No,
That
I'm not gonna
motherfucker
let
should
you
have
do
been a
that.
Martian
Really,
Manhunter.
but that's all he ever was. He wasn't like transforming into other stuff like in the cartoon.
I mean, he transformed into Supergirl at some point. in the
So
show.
Trayvon,
Those are easy.
That was fine.
we're gonna go to you, Trayvon, about Titans. I don't like your Martian Manhunter defense here.
He did more before shit. Listen,
Again, it's still early. Didn't Supergirl have like 6 seasons? 5, 6 seasons?
what are we on 4 with this
Yeah.
show?
Yeah.
Supergirl, what, 5 seasons? 6?
Yeah, 5.
5.
Yeah. That's what I'm
5,
saying.
okay.
Yeah. So give it 2 more. And if it don't do it,
this
then
ain't
you're
getting
right.
2 more.
but all right, Trayvon, they've been waiting.
I wouldn't be
man.
surprised if it ended this season, to be honest with you.
Me neither.
They might not even show the second
With them
half.
splitting it up like this,
James Gunn might look at this shit and go, hey.
that's the reason to split up.
Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut this shit out. Let's see. Before you go, Trayvon. Loving release the air cut color palette, Trayvon. I couldn't agree more. Cyborg was the heart of the work of art that was the Snyder cut.
He was.
And yeah, he was, yeah.
He was.
Okay.
He was.
I don't disagree.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, it didn't change that. Yeah, was he written to be the heart of it? No disagreement. Should he have been in the Justice League?
That's the issue.
It's
Yeah.
fine. I love
Anybody
that.
could have been the heart if you wrote it that way.
Right. Could have made Superman the fucking heart of that movie if you wanted
Like
to.
you probably should have.
Right. The whole
I
point
get
was
that.
Superman, and it was like he wasn't the heart of the movie. Okay, but you needed him. All right, cool. But no, back to Titans. What did he mean? The color palette of release the air cut.
The
colors behind me. Kinda
The
matches
color
it.
behind you.
Yeah, kind of matches
It's
it.
been
but
like
it's not-
I didn't even. No, that's what I didn't even correlate that because I'm like you've always had this for as long as I've known you. So okay, all right, no problem. That's a deep cut right there. Okay, I like it. But Trayvon, Titans season 4, first 4 episodes. How you feeling?
But to me, I was like, when we said we were gonna talk about it, that's why I asked, like, what episodes we talking about? Because I had to look at the titles, like, what happened in these episodes? Because I know the things that I didn't like in them, and it kind of blinds me when I watch it. So, like, okay, Jinx, like you guys said, I don't know much about Jinx either. I just know her from the cartoon, and this was a little jarring. I was like, oh, so she's just a full blown witch in here. Okay, interesting, cool, fine, whatever.
Yeah, wait. I want to ask that really quickly. Would you call her that instead, Joel? What you said? Because that's what I always thought. Yeah,
she's a mage. I'm
yeah,
not
like
sure
a mage.
this is the first time I'm hearing there was issues with Jinx. I was like, what was wrong with Jinx?
Well, after we got through the whole phase, I was fine. Because she was really talking about, remember when I thought you liked me on top, all this stuff. I'm like, shut up. You're broken up. She's not with you anymore. He don't care about that. Shut up. Like, I didn't want to hear it.
Hey,
but now we're
curious
fine.
if he was missing the old thing. That was it. He was just curious, you know.
He wasn't. Absolutely not. No interest.
I mean, she was a little hurt when she saw Starfire. I was like, oh yeah, she looked better.
Oh, you got a new one.
Yeah,
damn. Yeah, you got that right. That's why she froze it. Hey, fuck her. But yeah, no, just really quick, and I'm gonna pass it right back to you, Trayvon. I don't have an issue with Jinx. Like I said, it was just once I saw her because I didn't really see her in. I don't remember her from the trailers. Maybe I saw her in it, but I don't remember it. It was just it was just their take on her look. That I just didn't know what to expect. But once I saw it, I understood they weren't going to do what I was thinking they were going to do.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem
weird
with
in the cartoon, so I'm glad she was just dressed normal.
Well, it was more steampunk era is what she kind of looked like in
the
Teen
cartoon.
Titans.
I don't remember her doing spells or anything. That's the thing for me. I was like, I don't remember her doing
stuff.
But
she's like,
wait, in the cartoon?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
No. In the cartoon, her whole thing was a probability error. Probability error. Yeah, but in the comics, she was magic. But in the cartoon, they did make her seem like it was like, hey, she's the opposite of good luck. So like every time you fuck with her, something bad will happen because it's the Jinx factor, right? Yeah. So yeah, again, changes like that and her being super magic-y, I love. I'm like, that's a really cool, not change, but swerve. Because I'm like, yeah, she should be a super powerful mage if we're gonna say that. So I love that. To me, I have no problem with that. it was just I didn't know what to expect, and what I got was just like, oh, okay, cool, and I moved on. It was like, okay, yeah. It's like I said, I wasn't expecting anything that I got from the cartoon. Because if that's the case, I want Red X. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it.
I think
We out here.
see, I guess cool. That's where it starts for the show for me. Like, I hear Titans, I immediately think of that show. So that's why it's really hard for me to like get past that when the show started. I was like, oh, this is not the same. This is not it. What I was expecting at all. And it's just I can't help but every time I watch the show, I'm like, every season, I'm like, maybe they'll let Beast Boy Train change this season into more things in front of us. Like, let's see it. I just feel like I get slapped in the face when they say things like, "Oh, he changed into 5 different things," and we don't see it. I'm like, well, why even talk about that? Why even do that? It's just like it just really pisses me off. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you just didn't have to talk about it. Just move on. Just let it go.
Yep.
And then the Superman thing that they're doing, like that they did. I was like, okay. Oh, you're gonna meet your dad, and then he gets there. I'm like, of course he's not there. Why even do it? Why even talk about it? Why even? I just thought
I
it was
didn't
just...
see that coming.
And then they showed us him traveling with just damn ball light flying around him. Oh, this is stupid. Like, why would you do this? Like,
wait. Who traveling? Say that one more time.
When they showed him Superman, they were like, look, this is one of his missions in that room of the light where they showed like a little light ball flying around. I was like, it irked me. I was like, why
that Superman wasn't there?
The way they even showed him, they were like, oh, here, look, this is your dad. This is Superman doing a mission. I was like,
well, only reason, and again, I'm not speaking for you. Only reason I didn't have an issue with it is I never expected them to actually fully show me Bruce Wayne / Batman in the first season. And when you got to the end of the first season, it was like at least silhouettes of Batman. I was like, this is way farther than I thought you'd ever go. Right. And then 2 seasons later, we get not 2 seasons later. The next season, we get full on Bruce Wayne. Right. So I'm like, I could see Clark at the end of this season, like towards the end, once they save the day, it's now what's next? Where does everyone go? I could see Connor meeting Clark. Now, do they show Clark or do they show like Connor walking up the feet and then it's like, that's it? Probably. But again, first season, they talked about Bruce Wayne a lot. And I'm like, is he ever going to like see Bruce Wayne? And I remember to myself, no, because it takes away from what Titans are if you're showing Bruce Wayne all the time. Only for the second season to go, well, we're going to double down on that. There's going to be some Bruce Wayne in this motherfucker. So to me, I limited, my expectation to that, of seeing the larger counterpart. So maybe later. So I'm saying maybe Clark Kent shows up.
I guess I feel bad for Connor right now because it's like, so he's like, oh, hey, you're going to meet your dad. And then, no, he's not here. Yeah, good luck. You just see him. And then, oh, your other dad wants to see you. He wants you to come live with him. Oh, he died in front of you. And you get blamed for his death. Yeah. I'm like, damn.
The drama's good.
That sucks.
Now he's just freaking coughing up snakes.
He's trying to be nice and let them take him and all that. And you know me, how I am. When I say I have those kind of powers, ain't nobody taking me. That's just it. Like, nobody fuck with me. You're not doing this to me. So I appreciate it. He still does it. And Starfire about it too. She like, look, I'll break you the fuck out of here. Like, you want to go?
I did like that.
Fuck this shit.
I did like that.
And I was like, yes, exactly. I love that. So I like that. I do like that the team was back together. That's the one positive thing that I am enjoying. That the team is together when one of them isn't frozen. That also pissed me off. But it's okay. I'm trying to let this show be what it is. Very hard. It's very difficult.
Yep.
Like I said, it's just a question of what is it? What are you? Like, what are you true? Like, what are you aiming for here? And and again, I want to make this. First of all, let me answer this, Mr. E. To me, I don't even know if we'll see him. So it won't be anybody notable if that's what you're asking.
Jason Todd's kid.
I think it'll be
comes back.
I think it'll be as as weird as the casting of Bruce Wayne, right? Because it's like if you didn't watch Game of Thrones, you had no idea what the fuck you were looking at, right?
Yeah.
He's not a massive actor that like everybody in the world has seen a million times.
It's so sad
so I
because
think
like
Clark
that
would be
really
that.
just it changed the way I view that man. Because I really liked him in Game of Thrones, and then he did that, and I'm like, man.
See,
that's-
I didn't think his acting was bad. I think just who wrote for him.
Yeah,
just
no,
really
I'm not
didn't
saying the
respect
acting was
character,
bad,
but limited
but
what he could do.
he shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have done it.
Nah, you don't say no to money. He was in those shitty
or
Resident
Batman.
Evil movies.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
what
true.
Batman though.
Yeah, you don't say
Yeah, I
You
do
don't say no to
too.
that.
I mean,
You
I
do
still
not
want
say no to that.
Batman.
Yeah, no, I would never say no to that. Yeah, you can write Batman as shitty as you want. If I'm in it, I'll think this shit should win an Oscar. You fucking serious? And I am Batman? Fuck it. Write what you want. I'm Batman, bitch. You can't take that away
that's
from
true, but it will follow you. We will when we see you going forward.
Here's the problem though, Trayvon. Here's the problem though.
Lie.
How
So-
you're viewing this Batman is how I told you I viewed the Batman you adore. But do you see the
What,
difference?
Affleck?
You adore it. No, hell no, not Affleck.
Oh, what
You
talking
know
about
which
then?
goddamn one I'm talking about.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
Nipples and credit cards,
What's wrong
Trayvon.
with
Nipples and goddamn credit
What's wrong
cards.
with him?
That was just as offensive. Is what happened in that
That was
fucking
awesome.
movie.
I don't know about that one, man.
You don't know about that one,
I think
The
the only
man
guy
had-
Titans is much worse.
Jamie. The man had never encountered a Mr. Freeze, but had roller skates prepared in his boots.
I think you
How
said Batman's
prepared
always
could you-
prepared.
He didn't even
Hold
know what this
on.
motherfucker
No
was.
skates, though?
Like,
He likes to skate.
He didn't know who he was.
He likes to
As soon as he
skate.
saw this motherfucker, he was like, skates.
Go
I came
gadget
prepared.
ice skates.
Like, what the fuck?
Listen, man.
You can't
Ah,
pick and
fucking
choose
hate it.
Batman being prepared or not now. Look.
That's
Okay.
not preparation. That you can't be prepared for something you didn't even know was a thing. Like, that's weird. That's really weird. Trayvon, you repping George as
love it.
Batman?
I love it.
No.
I don't care.
George being Batman wasn't my problem. That was probably one of the more perfect castings. George in his real life is Bruce Wayne. My problem was everything else in that movie was my issue.
Listen,
Well, yeah,
Alfred's niece being Batgirl.
so much fun. I don't care.
Like,
that was
so
terrible.
much of that shit was just ugh.
Poison Ivy,
Fucking
Mr. Freeze,
frustrated.
As
Bane,
someone that
I
was
enjoyed
accepting
all
of
it.
everything as a kid,
It was so
And you know
much
what's funny?
fun. I don't
And
get it.
not
What's
I
wrong with
accepted
it?
all of it. It wasn't until I got older and knew better that I'm like, what the fuck do they have
This
me
is a
looking
one-woman
at?
show.
What the fuck is this?
Yes, I love her. I love that movie. I don't care.
Oh my god, that was offensive to so many writers of those characters. Like, bro, you didn't even try. What the fuck is this?
that
man?
movie is a straight up sellout. That's all it was.
Oh,
It's
100%.
better than this shit right here. So, shit.
I wouldn't.
I
No.
wouldn't say no.
Yeah,
not even
I
close.
couldn't say that. I couldn't say that. With a straight
Y'all
face.
are crazy as hell.
No,
I'm
hell
sorry.
no, hell no.
I watched
I
Titans
could
10
not.
times over before I watched
Have
Batman.
fun with that.
100%.
Y'all can have fun.
100%.
A movie. No.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I'll take.
Yeah, I'll
that.
be over here enjoying at least some semblance of accuracy. Like,
BJB was like, rubber lips, Trayvon. He beat her with rubber lips.
Sure did. Sure did. But that shit was smart as hell. Sure was.
Oh, man.
oh, Jamie, I love you
That
for
was
that.
good.
That is too damn funny. I love
That
you
was
for
good.
that. All right. Trayvon, did you want to add anything else? Bane turned into Frankenstein's monster was an abomination. Yeah, that was
Mhm.
offensive.
Him is green, wasn't he? Or some shit.
That was, and look, at least they had the look of this motherfucker
Yeah, the right
accurately.
look.
But when he didn't say anything, I'm like,
Because he was just
Why?
supposed to be a muscle
Like-
monster.
why? Why did you do this to me? Speak.
Class- That was a
Say
Hollywood,
words.
Hollywood trope.
Oh man. Anyway, Trayvon, anything else in Titan stand out to you so far?
Anything else in tight?
And be careful because you've seen 5 and we're only on 4.
I tell this is why I can ask though. How many? Because I honestly don't remember. I tried really hard. I'm like, I don't even know if I've seen 4 or if I remember 4 because I'm like, when
Oh,
Jane
well
was
then
just
I
talking
feel
about
safe
it,
about you not
I was
mentioning
like,
the 5th.
what? Because I don't remember what you said. What you said, Jamie. I don't remember that at all.
What was I
remember
talking
that.
about?
You said about the jokes that they made or something.
Oh yeah, the jokes
I
that
don't
they
remember
made
that.
this episode.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
Yes,
So
Jamie's got a thing for jokes. You gotta be careful. It's gotta be good. But
Yeah, no.
remember.
DJV.
See,
I
I
will
just feel
not
like
waste my time doing that.
there are a
Sorry.
few people that can really write like jokes that just like, especially for like superhero stuff, like if it makes sense in the moment, it's like, you thought about it, like I thought about it, then it's funny. But like sometimes they just be trying to interject jokes into like the weirdest places, and I'm like, all right, just shut up. Like just don't stop talking now. It's fine. It's fine. You are not a comedian, you're a superhero. Just stick to what you're good at. Stick to what you're good at.
Yeah. The argument here.
I guess I do, because I mean, this is maybe a little biased, but I am enjoying the flirtation between Tim and I don't remember the boy name, but the guy in the Star.
I just wish it was a little bit more. It was just a little bit more open. It seems so secretive, and it's like, who are you hiding it from? Who do you think gives a fuck? Like, just make it open. Like, walk in the office one day, kiss the motherfucker right on the mouth, and just keep going on about your day. Why?
I never even really saw it that way. I never even really saw it that way. I saw it was like a weird, like kind of relationship, but no, it might be kind of flirty.
Definitely is.
Because I'm like, when he said it to the team, everyone's just like, all right. And he was like,
he didn't really say anything. He just said they just thought that he was excited to talk to him, so they just assumed that's what it meant.
Yeah, to me, I'm kind of like, to me,
they overthought it, even though it is kind of
100%.
You barely know that guy. Why do you care?
And that's why I said, to me, I kind of feel like in today's society, if you want to start making this a norm, you got to stop making it feel so weird when it happens. Just act as natural as if Tim said, "Oh, Jessica just text me," and like, "Oh, I can't wait to see Jessica." Just make it normal. Stop making it so weird. Like, just go all out.
That's a cool thing to say.
Get into it.
But when sometimes you don't get treated the same when you do that. Just being
but when you have control of how you write the show, and this was a decision you chose to make, don't pussyfoot it. Go all in. You decided to put it in here.
Maybe Bernard doesn't feel comfortable doing that at work. Maybe he doesn't feel.
What? All right. I almost said some shit of something y'all didn't even see yet, but okay. All right. We'll talk about this next week.
It's a thing. I mean,
we'll talk about that next week. That ain't a problem of his. That I could.
Well, I mean, that's cool. I'm saying, like, what I've seen so far, maybe he's nervous about it. I don't know if Tim is.
And I'm sorry. Time out. Did you say maybe that's not a thing of the doctor? Do you not remember that the doctor made the first move? He made the first move. He said, "Hey, so if there's anything you need me to teach you later, or anything you need, anything else you need, here's my number." And it's like, "Oh yeah, you're flirting. Oh, I picked that up. Yeah, what the fuck?" Like, you're aggressive with it too. Tim was just like, "Oh, shit. Okay, sure. All right."
How do you even know?
Right. That's what. Because that was, I think, the weirder part is that no one knew. And then that is how we found out, because he was very aggressively hitting on Tim. And Tim was just like, "Oh, yeah. I didn't even know you knew, but yes." It was like, okay. Well, there we go. There we go. And I love how, like, when he said it to the team, they were kind of just like, "Yeah, no, we know."
He's like, "We can tell.
It's okay. It's cool. It's all right. Let's move on." But no, so I just, to me, just, nice. Make it more, real, and in today's world, it's real. It's, not this urban legend. But yeah, so Trayvon, because you haven't talked about it really, maybe because it seems like you don't remember a lot of it, but the magic aspect of our villain so far.
I know. I was surprised he didn't mention anything about it.
Yeah, that's all the witching.
Magic, Trayvon.
Your audience is here for you to talk about your witching. So what was you digging about the witching?
I mean, the staff is cool. The little spells she doing. I don't know. Some of the things surrounding it just like pisses me off.
Taking you out of it.
I don't care. I was just like, okay, yay, she got magic. She's got a staff. This is cool. Jinx is saying spells and stuff. I guess like those are like side characters, so I'm just like, I kind of want to see the Beast Boy thing. I kind of want to see, it just bothers me about those characters. I know I should love that, but I kind of want the main characters to be treated right. So it's like I just get annoyed with that. like you guys talking about witches. Wanda is the main character, so it's cool to see her go off like she does because she's the main character. If it's a side character, I probably wouldn't care as much. So it's like, so that's because I know these characters we ain't gonna see much longer. So it's like, like this is cool. You're witching now, but okay.
Yeah.
But maybe Jinx, but the witch that's the leader of this cult, and I think
Mother Mayhem, I think it's her name.
Yeah, and
Mother
the
Mayhem.
thing that annoys me the most, and I'm be out completely honest about this, they keep saying this phrase, and the person I want to say the damn phrase, they said it yet. So that's my problem.
She
I was
got
like,
close. I think she
Yeah.
said maybe she
Yeah.
only said one word.
She said
this
one
episode.
word. She said,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
I
Trayvon, to
know,
be
I
fair
know,
to
I
the
know.
writers, you do know the writing's on the wall, though, right? Like it's gonna
it's
end
season
with
4.
her.
It's season 4 though. She ain't said it yet. I'm just saying. That's all.
No. But I'm saying the fact that you have a season surrounded by people saying it, you know the writing is on the wall for the end of this season. Right?
Yeah, for
Mhm.
me,
Okay,
it's just I'm
alright.
worried about it being the end of the season. And she gonna say it right at the very end, and then we're gonna be like, oh,
No. They should not treat her saying Azarath Metrion Zenthos like Black Adam naming himself. It should not be treated the same. That's not the same thing. That's not a
dang.
title card. The show's not called
Listen,
Azarath.
I'm hoping.
So
I'm
you
hoping.
shouldn't end it where those are the last words said, because it's like it will have no effect. It'll literally have no effect, because for people that don't know the cartoon or the comics, they'll be very confused if she just goes Azarath and then it's like fade to black, and it's like, what the fuck? What were you supposed to be doing? Why does that matter to you? So for me, it's like me and Joelle asked her this when we interviewed her for season 1, and she was nervous to talk about it. So it's like, I assumed it was always down the pipeline it was gonna happen, but it's a phrase, which is so weird as to why you decided to approach it this way. It's just a phrase, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not an additional power, right? It's not a second
It's
version
kind
of
of like
herself.
a phrase that focuses her abilities. At least that's how they show it in
Right,
the
but I'm
cartoon,
saying
you
when
know.
she went to Themyscira, right,
Mantra.
and they were essentially trying to calm her,
Mhm.
right, and teach her how to control her powers better, that would have been the perfect fucking
It
time
would have been.
for her to
that's-
learn
yeah.
the mantra, right,
Yeah.
and to come back to the team, and she's saying it and doing all kinds of different shit.
Yep.
But to me, the biggest problem I have, and the reason why I don't want you to wait till the last second to use Azarath Metrion Zenthos, is that once she takes on the mantra, her power set needs to look different. It
does.
can't look the same as the splooge shit she's
does.
throwing out all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious what the visual of that will be,
'Cause
or
right
for
now
them
she
it's just a
doesn't-
phrase.
Right now she doesn't have her abilities, right? She took them, right? Right.
Yeah, the
So she-
May
right
or
now she
whoever.
doesn't have her
ask,
abilities.
yeah.
Madam Mayhem took him.
She
Yeah.
took them, right? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
like the crystal that was holding Trigun, but it seems like that has no
that's what
consequences
bothered me
so
too.
far.
Like, they just completely ignored
That's
that
not
her,
thing that
her
that's
gem
not
is
pissing me
gone.
off.
Yeah.
That's not the pissing me off.
But I
was
do
so they took
like
her abilities. Beast Boy ain't changing.
I do like though, because if you're a fan of the cartoon, remember this not what happened in that episode, but how Raven is now was an episode. Remember where she was so fearful, she reverted to all white Raven.
Mhm.
And it was just pure.
Yeah.
Her emotions were different, right? Everything about her was so different. She was nicer, happier,
Mhm.
hugging Beast Boy and everything. So I'm like, it's pretty cool that we, you put that in there.
I could have sworn there was like a mode where she turned white like that, but she was like super powerful.
Yeah, I think
Wasn't
so
it?
too.
No, it might have been.
Yeah,
It might
I
have
remember
been.
that.
But I remember the emotional state of her is essentially what it reverted. It was out of fear.
Yeah,
It was
like
out of
I
fear.
think the first time that that happened, I think that's what you're talking about, Joanne. But
Yeah.
then like
Mhm.
going forward, I think whenever she did it in the future, it was like her Super Saiyan moment where
Like
she's like,
God
"I
No,
am
no, I know
powering
exactly
over."
what you guys are talking
Yeah.
about. It was
Yeah.
no, what you guys are talking about is towards the end of the series where they had to
Mhm.
fight Trigon.
Mhm.
And remember, she was afraid. She was trapped. She was afraid. And it took the team to kind of coddle her out of it. And when she came out of it, she was just as powerful as White Raven as she's ever been, is her regular form. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that was when they were fighting Trigon, which you might get in this series.
That's to
Yeah.
go
know?
back to what you were saying about like her treating Beast Boy nicer or something like her attitude, I guess, being a little bit different. I did like the fact that even though she lost her powers, which it does suck because it's like, damn, we ain't gonna get to see her fight. But she was like sitting with Beast Boy, just like talking with him. She's like, yeah, like is this how you live your life? Because this is pretty nice. Like I don't constantly have everybody's like fears and worries like rushing into me. And I'm like, damn. That was a nice little like like window into like how she lives, because I did not see it like that. Like,
I did always think it was a weird choice for them to make Raven so young, because when you make her that young, I never thought when I saw the age that they were shooting for that they'd ever give us the darker Raven, like the Raven that just shuts herself off, right? She doesn't want to talk. You got a bit of that early on in season 1, but they handled it more so like she's just acting like a child, not that she's just super moody. She's just acting like a kid. So for me, like I said, I like these different ideologies of characters because they're evolutions, right? Raven opening up should have been something you had to earn. And again, I know someone will argue to me that, that's what Dick Grayson did. He earned her trust, and that's why she kind of opened up. But again, you kind of played it off like her aggressiveness was just more so being, a rebellious teen than it was, she just doesn't fuck with people. Like, she's afraid if she does, she could kill them. She'll use her power, whatever. What was it like that, Joelle, in the comics, that she was very self-contained? She didn't really open herself up to people, like how the cartoon portrayed her.
Yeah, she's pretty emo.
Yeah, okay.
Which is very, obviously this version of her dressed emo.
Right, that was it. That's where she stopped it. I'm nice, but I look like I'm not.
I half expected her to switch to the white clothes after her hair went white. I'm like, oh, you're gonna get to be like all white? No, it's just the hair. It's just the hair. At least so far.
Yeah.
Just the hair. It's just I didn't even choose this, so
No.
But does that bother you at all, Joel? I know small things like that usually you don't give a shit about, but do you sometimes wish we kind of had that version of Raven to where it is a little bit more hard boiled? So when you get something like her reverting to all white, she is super nice, and it's a complexity more so, right? Like you're seeing the other side of it.
Personality change. Yeah.
Right.
No, yeah, I would have loved a more emo. If she played it more like the Raven from the cartoon, or that, or like Aubrey Plaza is like in real life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes. She's Raven. Yes, she's Raven every day. Every day.
That's just how they play it. I made peace with the fact that we're not going to get that. So, like, for me, it was like they're going to go with the white
but did it bother you early on? Like early on in the series? Okay.
It did. But I'm like, at that point, I was just trying to figure out, like, I didn't like the way they used her powers a lot in the beginning either.
Right.
I liked the way it looked better in season 2 than it did in season 1.
Yep.
I was like, all right, so at least they're evolving it. I think they're overcomplicating her abilities, but like whatever. Like I like when she like you see her use her powers, or when she taps into the demon side. Like he has like 6 eyes, and using the cartoon, you see the 6 eyes. It's just her turning red eyes. I mean, they're just being lazy.
That's true.
Yeah, because to me, it's like I said. To me, I kind of feel like. And we talk about this a lot, right? When we talk about Marvel and DC and other mediums, that sometimes when you give these writers that aren't necessarily fans, right, creative freedom, they do what they think works, right? And it's like sometimes just sticking to what's worked for the last, I don't know, 60 years. I'm exaggerating, but what's been working for like the last 2-3 decades. It's worked that long for a reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to reinvent the wheel, And unfortunately, when we say things like that, people's argument are, well, the MCU does it all the time and you guys are okay with it. No, that's not true. I'm not okay with it. I accept it because the overall whole is good, right? It's not like you fucked up the character and the movie's bad, right? So I'm like, I could stomach it because I left entertained, right? But it's like when you fuck it up and I can't even really buy your story either. It's like the best way you could have had me defending you every day is at least you were accurate to what you're supposed to be. Because then I would run through a brick wall for you. I always defend Venom. Why? Because so much of that was accurate. Was it a good movie? Maybe not. Did it make sense? Of course not. But so many things were just Venom. That's Venom, right? So I'm like, for me, I like the simplicity of things, right? I don't like you trying to take things and make it a thought piece or try to get extra creative. No, man, don't do that. Y'all see how I attacked Ryan Johnson for Star Wars. Don't get cute. Get accurate. Don't get cute. But Joel, round this out here, man. What are your thoughts so far on these first 4 episodes of Titans?
I mean, they are what they are. They're not terrible. I actually really like this episode a lot until the ending, where their zombies did not look like zombies. I was like, what the fuck are they then? I don't understand. Like, there was a weird thing. I feel like they were just being cheap. They didn't want to put makeup on them and shit. I was like, come on. And now it's even more obvious.
They're freshly dead zombies.
That's what that was.
Just died.
I'll even say, and again, this might change in the second half or later on in the season. I don't know. But to me, I kind of feel like if you're doing villains that are coming from a magic background, they should look a little bit more demonic, like a little bit more terrifying, right?
Cool.
Like villains, whenever you're doing villains of like magical backgrounds or anything like that. I like when they look a little bit more so like you see them and you're just like, oh, yeah, you look like I shouldn't be fucking with you right now. You know? And it's just like, she seems so, I don't know. I know I'm probably the only one that felt that way, but it's like, I want you to just look more. It's like remember the photos we saw, Joel, of Brother Blood? He looks nothing like the cartoon, right? Like, I like that though. You're going so dark with it. But it's like Mother Mayhem, it's like, no, you didn't try hard enough for me.
Well, she's just like a witch. I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, nah. Well, wait. Have they gone through her backstory yet?
Yeah. They did this episode where they were talking about.
It seems like she comes from that demonic background, so that's why I'm like, well, maybe you should.
I don't know. It seemed like she was like an office lady, and like her workplace. There would be
no. Remember, Jamie, she killed her boss. So
the boss
because talking shit, and she killed him. So I'm like, she had these powers since then.
So wait, so here's my thing about that scene, right? So she walks in, she did her job. She did her job. And the boss like, hey, where's this thing? And she was like, I don't know where this thing is because you're supposed to do that. But I have my work. And then he takes her work and he's like, I've been working on this thing all weekend, whatever. And I'm like, what the hell? And then he starts talking shit. And it's like, she can hear every single word you're saying, bro. And so she makes him kill himself, I guess. But then everybody starts funneling into that room, and I'm like, "Is everybody dying, or are we all just like? Were they all? Did they want him to like? What's going on?" But everybody just starts walking into that room. We're like,
she pulled the Trayvon. That's what happened. Trayvon was
like, absolutely no witnesses. Everybody dies.
Trayvon said, "Nope, y'all all fucked up. Ain't nobody come and defend me. Y'all all gone. Fuck it."
So then she goes to get a drink, and then the guy recruits her into a cult, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what just happened? That was so weird. That was so random, but backstory done, I guess.
So you guys did show in this episode who their master is, right?
It was some older guy.
I was behind the mask, I believe.
So they didn't go behind who his master is.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is why I ask questions and don't just blurt out. Because that would have been bad. But okay.
Blend together. That's what I'm like.
They really do, Trayvon. That's why it's really fucking with my head right now. That's why I'm asking first before leaping. So you guys will find out who sits at the head of that table next week. You guys will find out.
I want to know what happened to Gina, man. She looks like a completely different person compared to the flashback. She looked normal, and like now it's like almost alien. I'm like, what did Trigon do to her?
I will say this. I think Joel, because Trayvon already saw it. So out of you and Jamie, we'll even add DJV and Mr. East. They don't even watch it, but out of you and Jamie, I think the swerve they give you in the next episode, you'll really appreciate, or you'll have saw it coming a mile away. I'm very curious to see what side of the fence you guys will lean on. Yes, there's a swerve in the next episode.
Okay.
To me, I thought it was well done, but only because I realized I maybe wasn't paying attention to this show. I should have.
Yeah,
been.
I've definitely felt that way.
So just caught me off guard, where I was just like, "Oh shit! Oh yeah, I forgot this was a thing. Oh,
That
okay,
definitely wild
I like
quite
it."
a few times. So I was like, wait a minute, what did I miss?
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's interesting. I like it. Okay.
Does
No
it have
arguments
to
here.
do with Sebastian? Because we did get the thing where like Mother Mayhem's son is Sebastian or whatever, and Trigun tried to throw him out, but it didn't work out.
Right.
Wait, say it again. Say those exact words again.
If it's relating to Sebastian, we did see that, like, that's Mother Mayhem's son, and Trigun's like, no, the chosen one's a girl, so throw him out. For the first time in history, they tried to throw a son out, and yeah, we figured out that's the connection.
Yeah.
I can neither confirm nor deny if that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right.
Like,
because again, I'd be speaking on something that has not come out yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't want to confirm or deny where you're heading to. But when we go off air, whatever questions you and Joel have, I will answer off air. But on air, no. I won't say anything any further. I just wanted to make sure, because again, 4 and 5 to me very much mold together. They're one whole episode. Right, so that's why a lot of this for me is like, am I remembering 4 or 5? Can't fucking put my finger on it. But yeah. So Joel, what else has stood out to you in these first 4 episodes?
Not on their costumes all that much. They do call themselves the Titans a lot, and a non-costume a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they've been doing that the whole series. Like last season, they suited up more, I feel, but other than that, the whole series, they pretty much just been wearing regular clothes.
It's usually Robin that's like dressed up, but or Dick usually, but yeah, this season they haven't really, not that they have many costumes, but Beast Boy's the only one that's kind of wearing his costume, but it's like under his clothes.
Yeah,
you can see it coming out, but. Again, he's not like he's transforming. So it's like, all right, cool. I see it underneath. You're hiding it, but
at least they showed us
just in case I got to turn into a rabbit or some shit.
They did show us that. So.
I mean, to me, like
we could change his one arm to something. I was like, oh, so you do
that
have
was cool.
some control. Like,
yeah, he could change his arm into something. That was interesting to see the first episode. Well, the whole scene at the end, like when they were running away from the zombies, I'm like, why didn't you just turn into a bear or some shit? Like, go away.
That would have made sense. Yeah,
he's hitting people with a bat. I'm like, you lazy bitch.
Because the problem is, as the writers, I really do believe that Ryan shows up on set and he's just like, oh, I read the script. Dope. I can't wait to be like a bear or a tiger fighting this shit. And they're like, no, we gave you a bat. It's like, you do remember I can like.
I'm gonna be a bat fly around. Right? Like I don't know if I can fight as a bat.
Yeah, there should just never be a point where I'm fighting as me. Yeah, I should just never be fighting as me. I could turn into too much shit for me to be fighting as me.
Gorilla,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
I can understand how that's frustrating as and I'm not speaking for Ryan. Ryan has not said this, but I could understand because he is a very passionate Beast Boy fan and Titans fan. I know he was having some Henry Cavill Witcher feelings about Titans. I just know it. I know he was. There's no way he couldn't. I know he was.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say that.
Why is that even a saying, Trayvon? Anyway,
because it
Joel,
is.
Continue, Joel.
What?
It makes sense, doesn't it, Jamie? It makes sense, doesn't it, Jamie?
I thought I was literally gonna say something, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't say it. So let me not say it out loud. But yes, it makes complete sense. If you play the game, you know.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm just saying, why are you saying this?
Because it makes me pissed off about this show. I'm like, they did this. They could do this. They could do it. So yeah, it's a problem.
They could do it. It's just they probably can't budget it right.
Which is a problem because it's like, where else is your money going? Like Raven's been throwing purple water. Starfry's been throwing the powers right now. Like,
She don't have
Yeah, we're
powers.
gonna have
So,
powers
what are you
now.
doing?
Fucking start
Superboy's trapped under what
fires, blue
kryptonite
lighting
shield or
everybody.
whatever. Like,
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
very frustrating with this. But Joel, you got anything else to add?
Yeah,
must
it's
have reduced
unless
the
they
budget.
get.
Say it again.
Oh, I think he froze.
He admitted that he can't fly. I wasn't
Okay.
sure about that for a while.
Oh, you
Superboy.
froze for a second, Joel. Sorry. Say that again.
Not gonna lie, I am salty about that as well. I am salty because I do want Starfire to fly and I do want Superboy to fly. I'm not gonna lie. There's one thing I
Does
want.
Superboy fly ever?
He should.
Here's my problem with him saying
should.
he doesn't fly. Here's my problem. That motherfucker flew
He's
when he
not
shot
supposed to,
laser
technically.
beams out of his eyes. He was in the air for a while before he came down. So what was that? Just elongated jumping?
Yeah.
Like Wonder Woman.
Joel's like, yeah, it was just that.
Don't bring up Wonder Woman. Everybody swears she doesn't fly. I'm like, yes, she does.
She
Sorry.
can fly.
No.
Yeah,
No, time out. No. You see how you see how Trayvon tries to reverse that? No. We told you she did fly in Wonder Woman 1984. You didn't accept what kind of flying she did. But we always said, yeah, she flew in that movie. No, that ain't no flying. It is flying, Trayvon. Like, she was flying. I keep telling you, she was flying kind of like how Jessica Jones flies. Yeah, but you don't want her to fly like Superman. Because then you'll confuse people. Because you'll confuse people that don't know, that'll think they're the same, they come from the same thing. They're not the same. So that's how you show that they're different.
That blast off thing he be doing, but I would like her floating like in the air, like without. I did not like the way she fly in 1984. Okay.
So I'll say this. if your argument is she should look better in her flight, I won't argue that. But so many things are wrong about that movie. But your statement was she did not
use
fly.
her whip to pull her ass into the air first.
Well, that's how it started. That's not how it ended. That's the point.
Right. And again, I won't argue that decisions were poorly made in that movie. But your argument was she did not fly. Our response was she did.
Most definitely.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If you didn't like how she flew, I won't argue that. But your statement was she did not fly. And we kept saying, well, she did something that looked like flight.
She whipped herself into the air and floated.
We saw it.
That's what I saw.
Okay. But again, now you're changing the argument. Now you're saying you don't like how she flew. And I can't argue that. Because that's a personal preference.
You didn't like how she ended up eventually. She was already in the sky when she was flying at that point. How she got there is different than actually flying.
I just want her to be able to lift off the ground like Superman does.
I think she
got to
will.
be as fast as him, but I do want her to just lift off the ground easily.
I'll say this, Trayvon. I'll say this.
Like, that's what I want.
As passionate as you are about her
flying,
her to
float, and I don't know if she's gonna float. I can't.
As passionate as you are about her flying is as passionate as I think James Gunn is about being accurate to these characters. I think it'll look better, but I don't think you'll get anything that's even remotely close to how it looks when Superman flies. That's what I'm trying to get you to realize. It'll never look like his does. It'll just be different.
Justice League Unlimited, her own movie. Her animated movie, she flew. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Like, that's what I want.
And she does fly. That's what we keep trying to say.
Not like she did in those things. No.
Again, animation is always different. Animation, you can make everybody look like they fly the same.
She jumped.
Right.
when it was the.
You also have to remember, Trayvon, this is a character that used a jet. So it's like she wasn't doing a lot of flying on her own.
The things I've watched,
piloting
a jet.
Right. So what are you talking about? You're saying you want her to fly like you remember.
No jet. She flew like Superman.
Like, no, Unlimited, she did have the jet. And again, their flight is different. That's all we're trying to explain to you. So just don't measure it by
I'm just gonna accept that she'll never fly in live action. It's fine. I'm just gonna let that go.
She won't fly the way you want her to fly, but she will fly.
Sure.
She did
She's
fly.
Staying in the air.
Why do we keep skipping that? Like, she did fly in that movie. Jamie, do you remember this movie? Are we tripping? Did you see her fly?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Y'all understand what I mean. Don't do that.
Oh shoot. DJV. Sorry, post again. We were getting spam. So I think I kept hitting it and it actually did it. It accidentally did it for you, DJV. Sorry. Say your comment again, DJV.
You played the porno without me, you son of a bitch.
What was I gonna say? Yeah. So for me, it's the idea of they got to stick this landing, especially because you want to separate it and drop part 2 at a different time rather than just doing all the way through. You really got to hit, bro. You really do. And so far, I think you've, and I know because we are friends with a lot of people that very much love this show for everything it is.
A lot of
and I try to be very respectful in how I dissected these first 4 episodes. That it's not a horrible show because I've seen worse.
See,
but it is just very inconsistent.
Yeah, the fact that even splitting it up like this or whatever, like I can be like, okay, that's fine because I understand, you know, you got a budget to use or whatever. I'm like, y'all ain't using the budget, so what the fuck is the point?
Well, no, I can't say that because, but I can't say that because if you have 2 parts, your budget might have went all into your second half. You know what I'm saying? It might have went all to your second half.
Loving the first half though.
Like, yeah,
I don't disagree, but I'm saying no. I'm only responding to you saying no. I'm only responding to you saying then where are they using the budget? Yeah. I think the budget might be because the second half is just war essentially, right? It's just you got your players. Now everybody can use their powers, fight, whatever the case may be. Your budget might be the second half. This isn't like CW where it's clear that a budget is not being used. Like there's sometimes in Flash that I'm like, it's clear that showing him run is where all your budget goes because they keep doing things in the same 4 locations: Jitters, Star Labs, Barry's apartment, right? And Joe's house. That's it. Those are like the 4 fucking places they're always at. So clearly the location wasn't used. It's all on the visuals of the show. With Titans, you have a way bigger budget than the CW did. So that's why I'm saying budget should not be a restriction for you because yours is higher. They did more with less. Remember how good King Shark looked?
Yeah.
Like, remember how good Zoom looked?
This is my issue. Yeah.
So I'm like, budget should not be your issue, especially because you chose to make Superboy a Titan. Like, you chose that. No one told you needed to do that. No one told you that. You know, like really, your budget should have went to Beast Boy transforming, Raven, and Starfire. That's it.
He should not be the issue though. He's not. He doesn't take up a lot of the budget.
No, but when he speed runs, when he uses his and I'm not saying he does it all.
That's not hard. I'm not saying he does it all. The worst thing. That's it. Beast Boy's gonna be the toughest, and Starfire. They take up most of the budget, and Raven. And
Starfire really shouldn't even be. It should be Raven and Beast Boy because Starfire, you really just have to show green fireballs. Yeah, that's really it.
She should fly too.
That would be nice. That would be nice. Now that's somebody, Trayvon, you can argue about.
I have this. The show started. Like, what the hell?
That I'll give to you, but
they both fly, her and Raven. So you're like,
Raven should be floating.
Lazy motherfucker.
Yeah. I don't know. But I just kind of hope this is all resolved, right? And it just gets better. Like it catches its stride. You know? I shouldn't want for this to not be on air anymore. That makes me feel uncomfortable even to think that. Right? So if you're doing that bad of a job, that is something that I'm hoping for. Just so we can get everything kind of brought together and done better. Just do better. That's it. And look, I mean, for the people out there, if this floats your boat, I'm happy for you because I know I always had to defend the CW. I love the fuck out of that shit. I had to defend that shit every day. So I get you. I'm not here to isolate you or make you think that you liking it is a bad thing. I'm just saying the decisions they're making, I can't just accept. You know what I'm saying? And that's my issue. And I don't know their identity. That's my issue.
Look at the crossovers they did on the CW. I'm saying.
There's
a work over there, okay? There's
no argument. No argument.
I mean, the interactions were the best parts of those crossovers.
They were 100%. And look, shit, even the CW made Titans mistakes. You making Damien Dark the villain for a show about a guy who shoots a bow and arrow? Yeah, it made no fucking sense. They brought in the Suicide Squad writers for that season. That's for sure.
Okay.
But again, you know, things have highs and lows. I just have not seen outside of Slade Wilson the highs for this show, and
Yeah.
that's where I think my problem lies. You know, I did enjoy some
Then he
elements
falls through
of
the
Red Hood.
backfire tease, you know.
I really enjoyed Red Hood.
My issue wasn't the actor or the storyline you gave the actor. No, maybe it was a little bit of the storyline you gave
I was
the
about
actor.
to say.
Yeah, the whole Scarecrow thing was a problem.
Oh,
It's
wait.
the tease.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
the
sorry.
tease, and then when we got to the season, they didn't follow it at all. I'm like, okay,
My problem with that is just
interesting.
they look. Some of the costume design has really been good in the show,
Yeah,
and I'm like, if you're gonna be so cheap with the power, you should have just been a Gotham show, like no
the
power.
costumes are great in it, but they do it.
And they
Just
could have just stuck to just action.
And the crazy part is, and this is going to sound so biased, but I could care less what people think. I think the best stories you've given us outside of the fuck up with Batman is when you cater it around the Bat family.
Yeah.
So it's like, I thought Barbara was phenomenal. I thought, so you completely fucked over the character. I thought Scarecrow was great.
But he never
so
wore a mask.
right. So he stopped. I'm sorry. So you decided he was not going to be Scarecrow.
Right.
So were you going to weirdly make him like a blend of Riddler, a blend of Joker, a blend of what Scarecrow should have been? It was very weird. Very weird.
Weird. Is a good way to put it.
Because the fact that he never wore a mask made me think to myself, is this how you were out in Gotham? Just barefacing it? Just no mask? Just barefacing it out here?
I think they showed his
weird.
mask. He just never wore it.
Like that's weird for me. Wait, would you say, Joel? Say it again.
So I think they showed his mask. He just never wore his mask.
Did they? I don't even remember
Well,
that.
I believe they
It's
did.
a blur. It's a blur. Mr. E. I think I cut myself worth shaving. Yeah, that was. Like I said, decisions were made. But anyway, I think we all are willing to ride out the rest of this wave. So clearly we could do this show.
Every season.
Look,
but just you guys gotta.
The Arrow, I can do this.
Well, I will say the one difference is
some parts of Arrow were.
I think Arrow only had 2 bad seasons out of the 8?
Listen,
there were
season.
8.
Listen, 2 bad seasons. And we had to watch 22 episodes of that. Listen.
Well, no,
we
I can't. I can't definitively say in those said seasons that I didn't like a bulk of the episodes. Because even in that Damien Dark season, the flashbacks where he met Constantine, they brought in Vixen. I enjoyed all that shit because I'm like, okay, magic and magic. My only issue is once you got to the final fight, you didn't have Vixen, you didn't have Constantine. It was very confusing why I'm watching someone who only shoots a bow and arrow fight someone with powers of a god. I could not comprehend what I was looking at. But I don't know that the overall season, I didn't. I hated everything. I think there were probably elements of it that I enjoyed. This right now, it's really testing my patience. It really, truly is.
I mean, after the last season, I feel fine. I feel like we're on the up and up. We're on the up and up. But going back to what you were saying earlier about it would be bad just like wishing for a show to end. That's low key kind of where I am right now. If it got dramatically better somehow by some like miracle of God, then sure, keep it going. But the way that it's going now, I'm like, if it's ended this season, cool. If there's another season, I guess.
The only reason why, because I'm never an advocate for people to lose their, because I know how bad I feel that Stargirl is ending, right? So I wouldn't want to put this pain on people that I know actually enjoy Titans. The only reason I am calling, or not calling for, but the only reason why I feel as though it will be canceled is once you tell me that James Gunn and Peter's job title is overseeing everything, movies, television, games, cartoons, like all that, that means everything is going to be under one umbrella. So if you're going to give me Elseworld in the movies, I don't need Elseworld in my shows. Everything else needs to be connected. If you're not going to connect everything that's the movies. So that's the only reason why I say that. It's not because it's like it's so bad it needs to end. It's just it seems like the new regime is just going to connect everything as
That's
they
how
should.
I felt last season. I'm like, damn, I don't know if I can continue. But thankfully, I made it.
Yeah, it's definitely rough. But again, hopefully it gets it hits its stride. But I will say for everyone, I will be putting Sabrina's roundtable interview with the cast of Titans at New York Comic Con in the description for you guys to check out and hear from some of the actors and the showrunners, their thoughts behind this season. You know, why they decided to do this or that. It'll be all in the interview. Make sure you guys check that out. I want to thank Jamie, Trayvon, and Joel for joining me for Titans Thursday. Sorry that I messed that up at the beginning. But Titans Thursday is what we'll be calling this going forward. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys in the comment section. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see. The only time I ever wished the show was canceled was Netflix, Resident Evil, and Batwoman. I really hated those shows. Titans has potential. Well, see, I disagree. I disagree because if Titans has potential, we're not going to act like Batwoman didn't. Batwoman was as good as Titans, in my opinion. 100%. Oh, 100%. To me, there's not a drop-off. There's not a drop-off. There's not a drop-off. To me, if you think Batwoman should be gone, I would argue, what is Titans doing that's so much better?
Batman was very good, and I enjoyed that a lot.
That's what I'm saying. I did too. That's my point. I did too. I mean, even seeing Javicia Leslie's Instagram stories of her in the suit again, it's like I would have liked to have seen what that next season was going to be.
Sometimes just really fun to look at.
Yeah. Right. Yes. For the faces. For the faces. But no, also I think the bigger problem with Batwoman was once you decided to not recast, only to recast, is when you really kind of just sent that show in like a whole topsy-turvy. And it never really truly gave Javicia the chance she should have been given. You know, I think you could have just went completely different with a lot of aspects of that show. And it would have been fine. But
everything's questionable.
Right.
I love the Joker on Batwoman. He was great.
You know what?
All right, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys so much. Well. Oh well, I won't argue that, but everything else I will definitely argue. But thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys keep an eye out for Mike has his non-spoiler review of the show Wednesday that comes out next Wednesday. To not be too confusing.
I love
Wednesday.
Yes. I will also be dropping another clip from me and Joel's interview with the cast of Wednesday tomorrow. And then stay tuned next Wednesday when the show actually drops. I will be releasing the full roundtable interview we did with the cast of Wednesday. Jenna Ortega, Luis Guzman, and Gwendolyn Christie. They were so much fun to talk with. So much fun. So I can't wait for you guys to check that out. But thank you guys so much. And until Monday, for Much Ado About Nothing, an all-new episode. Peace.
Peace. Bye, everyone.